Right now, thousands of people are still without power after yesterday's storms.
Plus, for nearly 30 years, he was known as Riverman. Now, Rock County sheriffs know his name.
In breaking news, the man found dead along a rural town of Oregon highway has been identified as we're learning more about the mysterious case. It's all ahead right now at 10.
We begin tonight with that breaking news. The Dane County Sheriff's Department says this man, 30-year-old Logan Getz, was the man found in a ditch along County Road MM last week. His body was spotted by a passing truck driver last Wednesday near Highway A, but investigators believe Getz was hit by a vehicle on Tuesday. The county medical examiner confirms he died of blunt force trauma. Now, you may remember investigators put out these photos asking for your help looking for a 1996 to 2002 Chevy Express van. They have found the vehicle involved and are interviewing the owner. No word on any potential charges, but investigators say more information will be released at a later time.
Next, record-breaking heat today in Madison, officially reaching 96 degrees. The last time we saw temperatures that warm, it was back in 2018.
And tomorrow, we have another chance to break records. And on top of that, a severe weather risk. Meteorologist Dana Fulton is on the backyard patio with your forecast details.
It is still warm and muggy out here on the patio. High temperatures today, mid to upper 70s throughout southern Wisconsin, or mid to upper 90s, excuse me, 96 in Madison, 97 in Janesville, and 98 in Boscobel. The previous record for today was 95, and that was set in 1987. And frankly, these high temperatures just don't happen for us that often. The last time we were at 95 was in 2018. As Eric and Charlotte just mentioned. Now, this May, we did see the mid-90s, 94 in the middle of the month, but that was also an anomaly. Our average high temperatures for the end of July are usually in the low 80s, and that means we could go through the entire summer only getting to the mid-80s and would still be a seasonal summer for us. So this is extreme heat for southern Wisconsin. When you factor in our humidity, heat index readings close to 100. So because of this, we have heat advisories yet again for Dane County and areas east tomorrow. That goes until 8 o'clock on Wednesday. An alert day in the forecast due to the heat and humidity, but also due to the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms building in. Those storms will arrive in the late afternoon into a very warm and moist atmosphere at that point. There's going to be plenty of fuel for those storms to really bubble up for us. We're going to time that out in just a few minutes.
Madison Gas and Electric says some customers will have to wait until tomorrow to get their power back. Utilities still have not been restored to thousands of homes around the city. According to Madison Gas and Electric, power is still out for more than 2,400 customers. Tonight, MG&E says it has not seen damage this significant for more than 30 years, and the number of separate incidents is extremely rare in our area.
Anytime that we open a cooling center, we want people to be safe. So being safe is the #1 priority. So we are asking people, if you do feel hot, if you don't have power, please take care of yourself and your family members and find somewhere cool to go.
That's the message of the day for people all across South Central Wisconsin. Dane County opening up various cooling centers, including at the Alliant Energy Center, the Coliseum there. They kept the doors open through 5 p.m. Over at Madison College, we caught up with a family who lost power all day at their Eakin Park home. The Red Cross gave out cool water and snacks.
This had happened last week. We would have just stayed at home and made do, but with a day like this, it's nice to have a place to have reliable air conditioning.
The house is getting more and more uncomfortable as the hours go by, so it's really nice to be out here.
Red Cross officials say they've had a busy 24 hours. They offered a shelter in the Madison College gym for 16 people who had to get out of their damaged apartment building nearby. The Red Cross says none of those people needed to use the shelter. For tomorrow, a look around the area shows Middleton has several shelters open, including at the police department and the library. Portage's municipal building and library both open. To the west, Platteville City Hall open from 8 to 4:30 tomorrow, and down south in our viewing area, Beloit's Library on Eclipse Boulevard is also open.
The heat today also impacting travel. The DOT says there were 3 instances of pavement buckling on Highway 51 in Dane County, Highway 18 151 at Fitcherona Road, and in Sauk County on Highway 12 near Sky Hill Road south of Baraboo. And with the potential for even more severe weather and dangerous heat tomorrow, it's important to stay up to date with our free channel3000.com First Warn weather app.
Next tonight, for nearly 30 years, the identity of the Riverman in Rock County has been a mystery until today. Authorities were finally able to identify the man as Carl J. Isaacs Jr. Up until now, he's been referred to either as the Riverman or John Clinton Doe more recently. The Rock County Sheriff says this has been a mystery for most of his career. It comes after the DNA Doe Project announced the case was solved in 2019, but withheld the name at the request of authorities in Rock County. And today, the sheriff publicly identified the remains as those of Isaacs, who had walked away from the Walworth County Jail in April of 1995.
Kind of sad to have to get together and discuss the untimely death of a young individual in our community, but I am glad to finally be able to bring a little resolution to the individual's identity.
And identifying him took 2 weeks of investigative genetic genealogy analysis in that case. With this new information comes even more questions. Police said the investigation moves now from identification to the cause of death.
The man who first found him back in 1995, like the rest of us, wonders how he got there and why he died. Naomi Coles reports.
A concert t-shirt, a homemade pendant of a goat head with horns. Those are the few things we know about Carl Isaacs Jr., but still nothing about why he was never reported missing.
Our investigation is going to shift gears, and now we're really looking to flesh out exactly who he was and how did he find himself in that particular location. So that's where we're really looking to the community to help provide some of those details for us.
Something I guess I won't probably forget.
The man who found Isaacs almost 30 years ago has never forgotten the case. Today, Gary Gilbank thought he'd get more answers.
What was the circumstances that led him to walk down the creek and to be in the middle of nowhere miles from any road?
Gilbank's parents owned the property at the time. Now it's his.
It's still a story to tell. When people are out there, we have campfires down by the creek, and I still think about it, especially when I'm back. When I'm back there.
A story he won't forget. A day that started as deer hunting with his nephews.
I walked over to see what I was looking at, and there next to this garbage bag of his belongings was a clothed skeleton. I remember taking my gun and picking up the shirt. There was the skull, completely decomposed.
Fast forward to today. It took decades of developing tech to get here. Now, with family looped in after first giving their DNA samples in 2019, the sheriff says the investigation goes on.
They already had a pretty good indication of where things were headed based on the request for the DNA sampling.
I guess it is nice to know that there is some closure to it.
For News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
We'll continue following this case, as we know many of you will too. For more details from today's announcement, head online to channel3000.com. Elsewhere in Wisconsin, the body of a 10-year-old boy is recovered today from a Milwaukee drainage ditch after he and two grown-ups were swept away in it last night. Police say the 10-year-old slipped into the ditch that leads into the Kinnick River. Two adult men, 34 and 37 years old, tried to rescue the child, but heavy rain and a strong current swept all three of them away.
We've been able to recover and deliver this young man at least back so the family has some awareness. But, we're not even touching that pain right now. And we still haven't located the other two reported missing, and I think that weighs heavy on everybody's mind.
The family has identified the boy as Mohammed Arman. Searches began last night, but with no luck, and has now turned into a recovery mission for the two men still missing.
It has been a violent first half of 2022 in Milwaukee. Last night, police there say a 14-year-old girl was shot and killed, and that marks the 100th homicide in Milwaukee County since the start of the year. While police say they are still looking into the circumstances surrounding this shooting, they do have an idea of who the shooter is. Also in Milwaukee, the city's police department installing bulletproof glass in all district lobbies. The decision comes 4 months after a gunman entered District 5 and opened fire. Since then, MPD, along with the Milwaukee Police Association, unveiling plans to install bulletproof glass at each lobby by early July. Assistant Chief Stephen Johnson says the move was not made lightly.
This incident was very traumatic to our employees. We took that very seriously. As an agency, we went out and solicited the input from not only the citizens for Milwaukee, the elected officials, hearing their concerns, the concerns of our employees.
MPD says the new 1 1/4-inch thick floor-to-ceiling glass will be placed at the front desk at every precinct. Funded by charitable donations, it costs nearly $262,000 to install in all of the districts.
A fiery head-on crash involving two semis shut down a rural state highway near Racine today. In this viewer video, you can see a semi burning and thick black smoke billowing from the wreck. Racine County Sheriff's Office says a semi pulling a flatbed trailer crossed the center line and hit another semi pulling a tanker head-on. That is when one of the semis burst into flames and the other flipped on its side. The drivers of each semi died from injuries sustained in this crash. Communities bordering Yellowstone National Park are facing record floodwaters. Residents and tourists were stranded after floodwaters knocked out roads and bridges in Wyoming and Montana and forced the closure of all entrances to the park. Video shows a house being carried away by those floodwaters. There were no immediate reports of injuries and water levels are dropping, but it's unclear when the park could reopen.
New video tonight, a risky publicity stunt in Oklahoma City. Police there taking this man into custody after he climbed the 50-story Devon Tower this morning. The individual identifies himself on Instagram as the pro-life Spider-Man. Made it to a platform on the roof before being apprehended. According to the climber, stunts like this one are done to raise awareness of pro-life issues. Next at 10, the U.S. House of Representatives passing a bill this evening that would extend security protections to the immediate family members of U.S. Supreme Court justices. It passed 396 to 27. It's already cleared the Senate, so it now goes to the president to be signed into law. It comes after the leak of a draft majority opinion that could strike down Roe v. Wade. That leak sparked public outcry and led to an increase in protests. And just this month, a man was arrested near Justice Brett Kavanaugh's house in Maryland. More than $1 billion in COVID relief money lost to fraudulent activity. That's according to the Department of Justice. Officials say the efforts to investigate the fraud cases have resulted in criminal charges against nearly 1,500 people. That's along with 2,300 individuals and entities under civil investigation for fraud involving over $6 billion in loans, the majority of which came from the Paycheck Protection Program. Still ahead tonight, Dana Fulton will have her full forecast, including a closer look at tomorrow's heat and risk of severe weather.
But first, investors are reacting to yesterday's huge stock market sell-off. How the market did today and how it could impact your pocketbook.
Sarah Godlewski leading the fight.
Between Roe v. Wade, paid family leave, affordable child care, and affordable senior care, if you had more women at that U.S. Senate table, they'd be prioritizing things like that.
Sarah Godlewski, straight talk about Ron Johnson.
We do not want politicians like Ron Johnson making health care decisions for women and affecting our freedom.
Sarah Godlewski, the best chance to rid the Senate of Ron Johnson.
I'm Sarah Godlewski. I approve this message.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership for zero enrollment and only $24.99 a month. With access to 2,000 plus locations, bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs.
That makes me so happy.
The PF Black Card is your ticket to all the perks.
Look at that glow.
Oh, it's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you. So get glowing and feel fit-tacular for zero enrollment and only $24.99 a month. Deal ends Wednesday, June 15th.
At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best. Because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
When my family opened the first Culver's in Sauk City, Wisconsin, you know what we did? We gave it our all. Making sure everyone felt welcome. Sharing our favorite foods from around the state, like Butterburgers and fresh frozen custard. Greeting every guest with all our heart. Crafting each meal with care. Believing a smile makes everything taste better. And it's a tradition we bring with us yet today. From our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
Hey, this one's free. Car in front of you, pay for it.
The best things in life are free.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Just wait till she hears about free installation from Feldco.
Free installation?
Free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest until 2024. That's something to get excited about.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
Need to know what the traffic is like before you hit the road? Get the Channel 3000 app now, and I'll tell you where the trouble spots are and how to get around them. The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
Businesses team up for a fundraiser to help end homelessness in the 608. Tomorrow, Josh Sprider previews the fun lineup for kids and adults at this weekend's Ferraro Fest.
And another threat for severe weather will be timing out the impacts tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Today is Flag Day. It is celebrated every June 14th, which is the anniversary of the American flag's official creation.
And on this day, the mayor of Washington, D.C. is using the occasion to send a message. She directed several 51-star flags to be hung along Pennsylvania Avenue in support of D.C. statehood. In a statement, the mayor said these flags should serve as a reminder to Congress and the nation that the 700,000 tax-paying American citizens living in the District of Columbia demand to be recognized. And in Janesville today, a special flag-raising ceremony at the Rock County Historical Society. VFW Post 1621 Honor Guard participating in the ceremony, which recognizes the relocation of 3 flagpoles from the former Janesville General Motors auto plant to the Historical Society. The 3 flags that'll fly on the new poles: the American flag, the Wisconsin state flag, and the flag for the city of Janesville.
One of the largest manufacturers of baby products is warning customers about some of its rockers. The issue is with the Fisher-Price infant to toddler and newborn to toddler rockers. Fisher-Price and the Consumer Product Safety Commission say that at least 13 children have died between 2009 and 2021. Fisher-Price says children should never be allowed to sleep in the rockers, and they should always be supervised. Well, stocks made modest gains after all 3 major indexes tanked yesterday. The S&P 500 began the day in bear market territory, down more than 20% from its peak.
All eyes are now on the Federal Reserve, which could respond to inflation with its biggest interest rate hike in more than 2 decades. Michael George reports from Wall Street.
Stocks finished mixed, following a Monday free fall that sent the S&P 500 into bear market territory.
It's significant. They don't happen that often, but about a dozen times since World War II.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says soaring inflation and the likelihood of more interest rate hikes continue to rattle investors.
I'm down big. It's amazing. Where I was 2 years ago, it's incomparable to where I am today.
With the national average for a gallon of gas now topping $5, many Americans are taking a hard look at their retirement portfolios and their budgets.
As a family, we will be focused on our spending and our saving, hunkering down.
Investors and businesses are bracing for Wednesday's decision from the Federal Reserve on interest rates to fight soaring inflation.
The Federal Reserve has to thread this needle. By raising interest rates, what's happening is they could actually tip us into a recession if they go too far, too fast.
Speaking at an organized labor convention, President Biden put the blame on Republicans in Congress.
The problem is, Republicans in Congress are doing everything they can to stop my plans to bring down costs on ordinary families. That's why my plan is not finished.
It's unclear how long the bear market will last, so analysts recommend investors pay down debt and keep their money in the market in anticipation of a rebound. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And today, the S&P fell 14 points. The Dow Jones lost 152. The NASDAQ rose 19 points.
And meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now with a look at a forecast everyone really needs to pay attention to.
If only our temperatures could go down a little bit like that, but we're still hot outside. In fact, tomorrow looks like another warm and humid day, and we have the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms building in the late afternoon and evening. So here's where we're at right now. That warm front to the north, so we have hot temperatures throughout southern Wisconsin. This cold front just off to the northwest is going to push in our direction tomorrow, and notice these storms lining up right along that cold front. So that's going to be what we keep an eye on in the late afternoon and evening. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather throughout most of the state. So that's a 3 on a scale to 5. And the primary concern, similar to what we saw on Monday, the high wind potential. There is an isolated possibility for a tornado because it's going to be so warm and humid outside, but also the potential for large hail yet again. And this really covers most of our area as this line builds in. So let's time this out. Overnight, skies are mostly clear. It's going to be warm and humid overnight with a slight chance for a shower, mainly northwest of Dane County. Temperatures only dropping down to the mid 70s, but heat index readings will likely still be close to 80 around daybreak. Through the afternoon, we have sunshine early in the afternoon. Temperatures climb up to the low 90s for afternoon highs, and then this cold front builds in. And again, these storms are building into, at that point, a pretty unstable atmosphere. It's going to be very warm. It's going to be humid outside. So these storms have the possibility to bubble up quite quickly as this line builds in. We're expecting strong winds right along the leading edge. This continues through the evening. We're not ruling out the possibility for heavy rainfall and that hail threat looking through the evening before things start to wrap up as we get closer to midnight. That line pulls away. The cold front pulls east for us overnight. And by Thursday, things back off just a little bit on our high temperatures. We'll see overnight lows in the 60s, mostly sunny in the afternoon with high temperatures landing in the mid-80s. So still above average, but not quite as warm as where we were at today. So an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow because of our temperatures, those heat index readings climbing close to 100, and the possibility for strong to severe thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. It's definitely going to be a day where you make sure you have your phone charged up, ready to go. If that's how you receive weather alerts, or if you use a weather radio, make sure that is ready to go with fresh batteries in it, because we'll be keeping an eye on that line, a very close eye on that line through the afternoon and evening. Breezy, hot, and humid, the words for tomorrow, similar to today. Highs will be in the 90s, but we have that added threat for thunderstorms building in for us late. Wind speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We do have heat advisories also in effect, so it's hot before the storms build in. Those heat advisories go until 8 p.m., which is about when the line really pulls through southeastern Wisconsin. Beyond this, we're still looking at a warm trend. Very likely we'll see above average temperatures at this point almost through the end of June for most of the country. Now, likely not climbing up quite as high as where we were today, but still above average for us looking ahead to next week. Our alert day tomorrow due to the heat and the storm potential. Mostly sunny for Thursday and Friday. We stay sunny heading into Father's Day weekend. Saturday should be pleasant with highs in the upper 70s. Sunday in the middle 80s, and by Monday and Tuesday we're back in the low 90s for afternoon highs. Tuesday will come along with a slight chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. That's a quick moving front that pulls our temps back down to the upper 80s by the middle of next week.
And coming up in sports, the Brewers beaten again, but this time by a former Mallard. How Pete Alonso took down Milwaukee in the Big Apple. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I don't think it's here for the burger. This summer, prime rib is the star. Bite into the new Primal Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Spectrum presents Stream Home Makeover with JoJo.
We transform the Joneses' home, upgrading their entertainment experience with the best TV and internet services from Spectrum. Let's go. With Spectrum TV, you get your favorite channels and streaming apps, plus tons of on-demand.
Switch to Spectrum TV and Internet for only $49.99 a month each with no contract. Call 1-844-480-4713.
Ready for more? Take a look. With the free Spectrum TV app, you can stream live sports, news, and more on all your devices, inside, outside, and on the go.
Wow, that's awesome!
There's more. We powered up the game room with Spectrum Internet, which gives you the fast, reliable speeds you need to power all your devices. And it comes with free security suite, so you can feel completely safe and secure.
Switch to Spectrum TV and Internet for only $49.99 a month each with free modem. Call 1-844-480-4713.
Give your home a Spectrum Stream home makeover. Call now.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, get Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Sirloins, 2 for $5. Roma tomatoes, only 49 cents a pound. Hy-Vee potato chips, only 99 cents. And Body Armor sports drinks, 10 for only $10. Plus a 10-cent fuel saver. Wednesday only. For more ways to save on hundreds of items every day at Hy-Vee, check out our monthly catalog, our weekly ad, and scan the QR code to visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
There's a reason President Trump endorsed Tim Michels for governor.
I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs.
President Trump called Tim Michels an America First conservative who will support the Second Amendment, honor law enforcement, and stand strong against the woke mob.
If you want to see Madison turned upside down, then I'm asking for your vote.
Tim Michels, endorsed by President Trump for governor.
This traffic is horrible.
Great. Time for another one of these.
Bite into the new Primal Burrito or Biscuit with prime rib at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
Winning a state championship last year was great for Sun Prairie baseball, but this season, even though it ended earlier than expected this morning, is one two Cardinals won't forget. Jordan Reed caught up with Rob and Davis Hamilton before the tournament and explains why this year has been extra special.
Over 25 wins this season, earned the top seed at state, and not looking to slow down.
Just trying to bring home another gold ball was what we're really all focused on.
That level of success can be attributed to several factors, but the main one is this group's bond.
Team chemistry is really important, and maybe even more so this year because of the wide variety of kids in various classes that we have on this team.
We really have, as a team, just come together and become a really close-knit group, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's been a really good month that we've had, and we're going to hopefully keep it going.
But as the end of the season gets closer, it also means the end of something else. Davis being coached by his dad.
It's obviously the best to be coached by one of the best ever to do it. So to have him as a dad as well, to be able to go home and talk to him about baseball and have him as a person to be there for me, it's really special.
So much so that his standout moment of his Cardinal career.
Last year after winning the state championship, being able to just give him a hug and just like having him be there for me as a coach and as a dad, just being proud and knowing that we did accomplish something that we've set out to do for a long time.
Something that neither of them will forget.
It's choking me up, but it's been awesome. Yeah. And you can't put it into words. I just know how much he's put into it, and it's been a ton of work, and he's being rewarded with it. They all are, and so that's what's so special.
As they try to repeat as champions. In Sun Prairie, Jordan Reed, News 3 Sports.
Milton playing in their first state baseball tournament, not showing any nerves. They beat Arrowhead this morning and just started their D1 state semifinal game against Greendale. If the Red Hawks win tonight, they'll take on Bayport for a state championship on Thursday night. Cuba City making its first state appearance at state in 67 years. And how cool is this? Yesterday at practice, the team got to meet some of the members of that 1955 state team and got some advice for playing on the big stage. Cubans take on Amherst tomorrow at 12:30. Craig Counsell looking to break the tie and become the Brewers' all-time winningest manager by himself. But it wouldn't happen tonight against the Mets. Pete Alonso rips one into the outfield for an RBI single. He finished with 2 ribbies, which is good if you're a Mallards fan, not if you're with the Brew Crew. Brewers get shut out 4-0 the final. All right, we're ending on a high note. Badger Volleyball released their Big Ten schedule this afternoon, and Wisconsin begins their quest for a 4th straight conference crown on September 23rd when Northwestern comes to the Fieldhouse. Minnesota, Nebraska, and Penn State are also coming to Madison. UW closes out Big Ten play with 4 road trips. The final one, November 26th at Ohio State. We've got the full schedule up on our website. We're back after this.
It's Ho-Chunk Gaming Cruising the Dells giveaways, where on June 24th, you'll have a chance to win a brand new Chevy Silverado truck, along with $1,500 in cash and $500 in rewards play. Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, your grown-up getaway.
At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best, because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Everything's so expensive, it's stretching our family thin. It never used to be like this. It's tougher on us to make ends meet because America's too dependent on China, and Ron Johnson's making it worse. He voted against cracking down on China with tougher trade deals and voted for tax breaks to corporations shipping jobs overseas, and even refused to punish China when it manipulates its currency. And Ron Johnson even defended shipping American jobs overseas. Senator Johnson, stop making it easier on China and tougher on us.
Arby's new Market Fresh lemonades are $1. Made with real fruit purees from real fruit, real cane sugar from real sugar cane, and real water from real water. Arby's, we have the meat.
Ain't too proud to beg. The Grammy-winning songs, the Tony-winning movies. Ain't Too Proud. The life and times of the Temptations. At Overture Center, June 14th through 19th. Tickets at overture.org.
The Spring Green Art Fair is coming June 25th and 26th to downtown Spring Green. Hundreds of artists from around the nation will be there both days. Don't miss the fun and excitement June 25th and 26th in Spring Green.
Get in gear with 11% off everything at Menards. We've got your automotive needs covered, from tools, towing, and accessories to maintenance and everything in between. Need ratchet straps? Got it. Wiper blades? Copy that. Motor oil? Done. Get your car clean with a new Snapper pressure washer. It comes with a maintenance-free pump and reliable Briggs & Stratton engine. All Snapper pressure washers are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
Qualified lessees can sign and drive this Equinox for around $340 a month. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees are extra. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's Ho-Chunk Gaming Cruise in the Dells giveaways, where on June 24th, you'll have a chance to win a brand new Chevy Silverado truck, along with $1,500 in cash and $500 in rewards play. Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, your grown-up getaway.
A local nonprofit fills a gap for special needs families, Thursday at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Well, let's go back to Dana. Final check, and tomorrow be ready for just about anything, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be hot and humid yet again in the afternoon, but we're also keeping a very close eye on a line of showers and thunderstorms that's going to build in the late afternoon and evening. That's going to be one of those storms that you want to make sure that you have a way to receive weather alerts later on tomorrow, again, either via your phone or weather radio or having the TV on in the background. Mostly sunny skies once we get through tomorrow's alert day, heading through Father's Day weekend. Temperature-wise, a bit above average, but fairly pleasant, comfortable outside for the middle of June. It does look like most of next week will try and dry as well.
All right, Dana, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.